So
I was
last
gonna put on
night,
some lipstick. Oh, sorry.
I was too,
So
but
last
now I
night,
don't dare to get up. All right,
yeah,
can we start this thing, baby?
yeah,
So last night you and I were FaceTiming,
yeah.
and we'd been on the phone for probably 45 minutes, talking about our business and talking about other stuff, personal and professional. And as we were hanging up, you said, "Mom, I have something I need to tell you." And I said, "You do?" And you said, "Yeah, but no, never mind. I don't think I can deal with it now." Do you remember this? Do you remember this?
Yeah. Yep.
So the mother in me said, "Okay, all right, fine." And then you said, "You don't want to know?" And I said, "I will be glad to know when you want to tell me. So why don't we, from this point, you tell me and I'll recreate what happened."
Okay,
How I
so
responded.
you are so good at boundaries when I don't want you to actually utilize them. But when I do, you don't. I'm like, why is she not inquiring more? This is not her nature. So,
I can't do anything right.
oh my god, classic narcissistic mother TikTok. I've seen so many TikToks about moms being like, I can never do anything right. And it's like, do you have a narcissistic mom? I don't. She's just annoying.
Yeah, I guess so. Let me just text Gil and ask him to bring me a Diet Coke.
That's
We're, honey, comma, we are recording, but could you bring me a new Diet Coke? Thank you.
Did you say a nude Diet Coke?
Why am I even laughing?
Okay. So, back to the story. So my mom has this god-awful habit of sticking random crap in my bag as I'm trying to leave. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And she does it, like, right as I'm literally about to leave, so I can't fight it. And so, I'm like, as I'm leaving, she just throws something in my bag as I'm literally carrying it to the car to go home. And she's like, you need to photograph this. It's an autograph book. And I'm like, okay. So I get home. My house is in disarray already because I've got a lot of things happening in my life. And so it has taken away from upkeep in my own home. So there's seldom a clear surface in this place. And so I get home and I'm like unpacking my bags and I'm like, oh my god, whatever this is, and it's in like not a manila folder, but like an envelope to ship things in. And
Manila envelope.
So, but is it a manila envelope? Isn't that like just the file envelope?
We've had this discussion probably on a podcast before.
We have?
This is a manila envelope.
But it wasn't in that. It was in a shipping thing.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, I put it down and it's balanced on top of something. Hey, Lemon, stop. Hold on. Lemon, leave it. Leave
Lemon
it.
made her entrance.
Leave it. No. So, yeah, Lemon knows what I'm about to say because she's the culprit in this story. My God, can we ever get through a story? And a 30-second story takes me 15 minutes to get through. So, long story long, I get home and I place this thing whatever it is, I don't even look inside. I don't take anything out. I'm just like, um, sorry, my dog is nesting, like moving the blanket. Can you hear her?
No.
Okay. Should we start over?
Yeah.
Okay, so my mom gives me this. She hands me this package. And she's like, you need to photograph whatever's in here. I'm like, all right. Fine, whatever. You're annoying. Stop giving me stuff. She left a bag of stuff here recently. And I'm like, what is this? I thought it was hers, so I set it aside. And she's like, that's not your doll from Mexico? And I'm like, no. I don't know what this doll is. What's happening? I don't want this stuff. I'm getting smothered in stuff right now already. And so I had left it kind of on top of a couple other books in my living room. And it's been there for maybe 2 weeks. I still have yet to remember what's inside of it and what I need to do with it. So I get home from work the other day, and it was a really long day. I was exhausted, emotionally, physically, and I walk in the door, and Ryan just goes, I have something bad to tell you. And I'm like, can't a girl just come home and not have someone say, I've got something bad to tell you? Because that seems to be a common thread in my life right now. And he was like, I was on my computer for an hour or two playing video games, and I didn't see Lemon, my dog, for, I don't know, the whole time. And I should have known that she was doing something bad. And then I'm just like, literally like, okay, what did she chew? Like, just tell me what she chewed. What did she ruin? Because I don't have a single bra left. Because it's usually my bras. And he was like, your little photo book? And I was like, huh? And then he pulls it out, and I was like, Ryan, that is my mom's autograph book from the 1960s. It is, I don't know if you can tell, but, like, there's, like, bites taken out of it, and, like, it's just, I'm like, oh my God. Out of everything she could have chewed, a bra's a bra. I can replace that. I can't replace my mom's autograph book from the 1960s. And I'm like, she wanted me to photograph that for a Substack. And I'm so upset. I'm just like, oh my God, I can't even deal with telling her this. I'm so stressed out. So that's been weighing on me for, like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days before you and I talk. So last night we hop on a phone call, and then that's when we had our conversation. And come to find out.
Yeah.
Do you want to
jump
finish
in here?
Yeah, do you want to finish the...
So she says, Lemon chewed up or destroyed your autograph book.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Mom.
I did what I'm doing right now. I'm like, Hilary, that's not my autograph book.
This is me. What are you talking about? This is not your This is your autograph book. I didn't even think to look through it. It's still in the plastic.
You didn't think to look what autographs might have been in there and destroyed?
No.
I mean, my goodness, I could have had some famous people in there.
Oh my God, did someone draw a penis in here?
Stop it!
No, it's not.
I don't know what that is.
Poorly drawn, whatever it is. Okay, explain what this autograph book is.
So, back in the 1960s, for like 13-year-old kids or younger or whatever, it used to be a thing. Actually, it started way before then. Used to be a thing back before people could get on the computer and talk to their friends, where you would collect autographs, kind of like what you did when you were in high school, where you got or junior high, where you got people to sign your yearbook. So you didn't do that?
No, I did. I'm looking through this autograph book, and tell me why. There's this little text that says, what? Did you look through this?
No, not really. It's not mine.
What dirty children need in tiny children's writing. Excuse me? What the hell is going on in this book you sent me? Did you send me a crime? Oh my god.
I'm getting nervous with you looking any further.
I know. Well, now I'm just enthralled. Should I read the whole thing? Okay, so carry on. So far, I've found a weird little note and a tiny drawing of something phallic. These are the things my mom will just randomly eBay to my house, by the way. I was waiting for a package, and I thought I got scammed. I was like, this is a bunch of fucking notebooks. They're just old notebooks. Someone just put these in at the weight so they could steal. And then I was like, I should ask my mom. And she's like, oh, those are mine. Can you save them for me? I'm like, you ordered a bunch of, like, spiral notebooks from 1980.
For a picture. Aren't you a photographer?
No. Not anymore.
We'll get back to those notebooks later, but I think we should proceed forward with this story. So, back when I was... What's happening?
I should stop reading this. Susan, June 8th, 1961. Speaking of shoes, bananas are good slippers. Your friend Beth Schuglerg. Oh. What's happening here? You having a leakage?
I forgot where I was.
Oh my god. Every time we think we're gonna have a really structured episode, this happens.
I don't think Gil got my text message. But anyway.
You can yell to him right now.
No,
Get out,
no.
Gil!
So, back in the 60s and the 50s, probably the 40s, whatever, autograph books were a thing. So people took them around with them and got their friends to sign them, their school friends usually, or famous people.
Yeah.
So, I don't know where I got the autograph book. I feel like my grandmother gave it to me. But it was a little red autograph book. And I don't know whose autograph I had in there. I think I had Miss Maine's or something, but...
Miss Maine?
Yeah. Like the beauty
foreshadowing.
queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my mother was going to interview Betty and Barney Hill. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, they were abducted by aliens in the White Mountains. I know all about them. I love them.
So probably they're very well known. And I'm sorry.
What's happening to you?
They're very well known. Oh, they were at the time because they became internationally famous because they had been taken by aliens.
Abducted. Taken.
And so Betty Hill and one of my mother's good friends worked together. I think they were social workers. And so my mother was taking a sociology class, and she was writing a paper about what was then called interracial marriage. And So she wanted to interview them. And she did.
Are you
So-
okay?
I'm having one of those experiences where, as I'm
I
talking,
think you were abducted.
the words that are coming out of my mouth are not what I'm thinking about in my head.
That's
So,
called ADHD.
I'm telling the story and the words are coming out, but
I can tell nobody's home.
so 13-year-old me said to my mother, they're going to the Art Linkletter show. Art Linkletter was a famous talk show host, and he had a lot of TV shows through the ages in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And I said, can you please ask them to take my autograph book to Art Linkletter?
First of all, why would you not ask for their autographs? I'm severely disappointed in that. Why wouldn't you ask for their autographs?
That thought has never crossed my mind.
You're like, hey, next time you're abducted, could you have the aliens sign this for me? Oh my god.
So my mother dutifully brought the autograph book to them, and that's the last it was ever seen. I'm just realizing this is
A mystery within a mystery.
so.
Betty and Barney Hill stole your autograph book. Oh my god.
Okay, so
I've never heard that detail of this story. Or maybe I just never... It never locked into my brain. I don't know. But this is good.
it's a tiny story, but it's getting better. So flash forward 60, 70 years. 60 years, I guess.
Now. Today.
Flash it now. Flash forward 60 years.
I'm gonna have to put a content warning on this episode. Everyone, for some reason, her nose will not stop running.
That's so
It's
gross.
endless. And we had a dangle. Why is that happening to you? Suddenly.
I can't catch my breath.
I'm gonna have to censor that. Okay, what I was saying is her nose, my mom's nose just keeps running endlessly like a toddler. Like a little toddler baby.
Oh my god. Oh.
Oh
Mom,
my god, I can't get control of myself.
we gotta film that like tomorrow. Where can we get some cigarettes? I've
You know
never
you're allowed to be
in my
crying
life
right
even
now?
tried a cigarette, and
I'm scared.
and
Are
I
your
would
eyes
do
okay
it.
to
I
cry?
would do it for the podcast
My
or
eyes are
the
okay to
TikTok.
cry.
I would do it.
She just said
Oh,
said
I probably
eyelid
actually wouldn't.
and
I'd probably
eyelid.
just light it and hold it.
It'd be funnier to have a candy cigarette.
Okay,
No, because
They
it
make
needs
those.
the
They
smoke.
don't even make
So-
those anymore.
We can go get a joint at the weed store.
No.
Oh my god.
That's where I draw the line.
so
Yeah.
I save a lot
You
of
would
stuff,
rather me smoke a cigarette
as we
than
know.
weed?
Okay, we're
yeah.
not going
Yeah.
into this
All
right
these
now.
stuff.
Answer
And
me.
it always bugged me
You'd rather me smoke a
that
cigarette
I
than
lost
weed?
my little
Yes.
red autograph
What?
book.
Because
Yeah.
you're never
So-
gonna.
This is rage bait.
About 6 months ago, I started doing an
I'm naturally getting enraged for the rage episode.
investigation.
You'd rather me smoke a cigarette
Paranormal
One
than
investigation.
marijuana?
Yes,
One time.
and I highly
You'd
recommend
rather me
newspapers.com
smoke a cigarette
to
than
anyone.
marijuana?
I think
Please
I've
do
got
an
to sponsor
investigation.
you.
Weed? Pot?
I
Mary
have found
Jane?
so much information. I've solved
That's a
several
crazy
personal
take. I
mysteries
cannot
on
wait to call my brother
newspapers.com.
after this episode.
Personal
Should I call him right
mysteries?
now?
That's a
No.
great.
Yeah, I'm
that's
gonna do
another
it. I'm gonna see if he
Substack we
answers.
can
No.
add on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would
person.
be
We're not
perfect.
putting him on here
Not that we aren't doing
Why?
too much already.
because
So, I didn't realize how funny this whole story was until we started talking about this. Because, so I started looking for stuff.
Hey,
about
just so you
them.
know, we're recording a podcast
goal-
episode right now,
Was to find
and
out
you're on it.
the date they appeared.
I just
on
needed
the Art
to
Linkletter
tell you
show
something.
in 1960.
Mom,
I think it was
Mom
6.
says that
You
Which-
find it?
she would rather
might
me
think
smoke a
Would
cigarette
be easy to find.
than a joint.
I went to a list of poor Art Linkletter's
Isn't that a
shows,
fascinating
not
take?
Poor Art Linkletter. I don't know why I said that. I went to a list of shows.
What's the reason?
What is the reason? I didn't ask her. I just got
And
raged
they had-
and then called you,
Linkletter.
and she said, "We're not putting him
had-
like this on the
they had
pod."
year after year of who had appeared on what episode. Except 1960.
We're not putting
I
him-
think it was 6.
What's the reason? Hold on, I'll bring you over.
didn't
what's
to
have-
the reason?
Didn't have them enumerated.
Because
So I hit a roadblock.
I-
Boing. Like, how am I going to
You
find
just
out?
said
when they
you've
were
never
on
had
the
a
Art
cigarette
Linkletter?
before.
So I
And I think
abandoned the research for a while because
Boing.
sometimes you need to, step back, take a breath, and regroup. And I started.
Where were you 10 minutes ago
Get stoned, is that the point?
when we were trying to set up this podcast?
She said she's never had a
then
cigarette
I
before,
started,
and I want her to try one.
Every once in a while, I go on newspapers.
Okay, nice talking to you.
Okay, Mom
try
wants to carry
find out
on.
what Barney and Betty were
All right,
doing in
love
the
ya.
1960s.
Thanks for the
and when
cameo.
they saw Art Linkletter.
Okay, bye. Love
When
you.
suddenly one day,
He
I
didn't
found the
say it
clip.
back.
I found a
He
picture,
doesn't love us.
a newspaper clip.
I thought he'd be more
yelped out,
raged.
Where were you?
July 28,
In my bed.
1969.
Okay, yeah, I should've known.
28th.
That's where I live.
Okay.
And I had proof of the actual
When we got
date
back, we played
that they-
cards, and I kept
So,
winning and
I wrote
rubbing
that
it
in my
in.
life timeline.
Finally,
Okay.
Jerry won.
because I
Jerry
am writing a
first was in
memoir.
the bathroom, Jerry.
Oh, I know Jerry.
Okay.
Oh, and I
And-
know Jerry.
And you wouldn't
I,
believe the way he rubbed winning in, period.
Carried on. but
About
it was
9
still
o'clock,
bugging
Tom
me
and his
that I
friend
wish
Greg came over,
that
period.
autograph book might be
We got to
somewhere.
talking, and I found Tom does really smoke
Wait,
Cigarettes or weed?
cigarettes. After everything he told me he was against smoking, this upset me greatly. He said he cut down
I'm
after
not
he
sure how
found
long
out I
that was
didn't like it.
unplugged, but
Cheap thrill.
I
I'm
didn't
so
need to be
mad. I
talking
feel
anyways.
like crying. He lied to me, and
So-
I believed him. Oh God, I'm sick. He
Um,
looked a little sick and mad when he left too.
my mother's friend
And said,
that had
"I'm
originally
glad."
introduced her to Barney and Betty
And
Hill.
I said, "I'm glad."
I found her obituary. She died several
He
years
can
back.
have his butt.
And I knew she
Damn.
had one son that I'd met a long time
Oh
ago.
wait,
Like
there's a second
60 years
paragraph
ago.
to this painful entry.
And I tracked
He's
him
so
down, which wasn't
mad,
too
I
easy.
just
He had a
know.
lot of addresses. And he
I don't think
apparently
he's
was
really
not-
mad
not
at
one to
me,
be
but at
found
himself.
necessarily.
Period. I don't
mean,
know,
that's
and
my
I don't care. He's going to be
unlike
sorry
you,
because in
you're,
part of the
you're begging
cigarette,
to be found.
his other girlfriend dropped him. Now I'm contemplating it.
So
What? Wait.
I wrote him a letter.
I feel so.
Like
and
a
the first line was like a letter.
God, he was
Not-
going to
not
get those
handwritten, but
cigarettes that night for
I
himself.
wrote him a letter,
that
and I
letter.
said,
I'm going to puke and cry.
"Don't, dear
Oh
so-and-so, I don't know
my
if you remember me,
God,
and this
you
is
are
going to sound
insufferable."
really wacky, but..."
Hold on.
And then I
I
told him
want-
the
this
story.
is what I would
about
do.
What I've just said
I
to you
would
before.
hop in a
You
time
know, this-
machine
this
right
man's
now,
in his
go back to this exact
70s.
moment and say, "Hey,
And I
lady,
tell him the
I'm your
story, and I
daughter
said,
from the future,
"I'm just
and you married a
wondering
man
if
who
by any
smoked so
chance
many
that-
cigarettes that he actually passed away from it."
Right, that's not funny.
With the switch up.
as if that's
nailed
like.
it.
It is funny. You little
I'm
drama
so
queen.
excited. What happened
Where?
next?
Wait, who is
I
the
mailed
boy's
the
name?
letter,
Oh, this is Jerry.
and I had put my email
No,
address
it's
in there.
actually
and he,
Tom.
and he did email me
Wow.
Tom is
a
a
while
rat.
later and said something to the effect of, "Sorry, my mother died in, 5 years ago, and we settled her estate, and I don't have any of her stuff," or whatever. Whatever. He said it's kind of like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Oh my
okay, I feel kind
God.
of silly, but
You
not
do that
really,
on
because
purpose?
when you are an investigator, you have to
true.
go down a lot of these things.
Wow.
So then, this isn't a linear investigation.
Anything
I've got
else
a
about
lot
that?
of investigations going on, and I can't focus
What
on
are you
anyone.
asking?
Like I'm investigating a lot of
Anything else you wanna
ex-boyfriends.
say about that?
Yeah.
trying to find out where they are now. if
I'm
they
having a
still
little
look good,
trouble
that kind of
staying
stuff.
focused.
Yeah.
No.
Do any
So,
of them still look
what-
good?
Hey, I will give you this.
Couple.
You are far more awake for this episode
I
than
know.
the previous.
So
She
so
was
then,
literally falling asleep.
I was
Wait,
reading
what was
some
the
more
thing you
about
brought
Betty
up
and Barney,
at the
and I
vintage
got
market?
like really sucked
Oh,
in one night.
I
Just
said I
sucked
changed the
into
name of this
to the
episode.
whole
I
thing
changed the
and
name of the
details
podcast
the
when
abduction
Clod dies too. My
and
mother,
all of that.
my mother's dead.
There,
Instead of
I found their the
It's gonna be
University of
easy.
New Hampshire has an
The
archive
trademark filing will
of
cost you
their
$500.
M-
correspondences,
Stay
newspaper articles
MMD.
and stuff, and a lot of it's an online archive. So I hit the jackpot with that one, and I thought maybe my autograph.
Anyways, that was our morbid joke we had this weekend, and I just remembered it.
Going off the rails.
You
landed there.
you
Okay,
think
so
that
Mr.
your
McDonald is a
autograph
pseudonym
book
for one of my
landed
teachers in high school.
in Betty and Barney
Okay.
Hill's archive
Where's
at a
Mr. Burger
university.
King?
Why am I laughing? Stop
Did
it.
you go see
That's
Dr.
the
Pepper?
spirit.
So I spent like an hour like looking at
This
the
is
newspaper
1970.
articles and letters.
17,
and,
you were 17, I
and
remember that.
Other things. I don't find anything, but
That's
I
right.
could see that the
October
archive had
16th.
been created or set up.
I did
by
not
their,
do one
I think it was
damn
a
thing.
niece.
Not one
And,
damn thing.
Who's a
I'm
niece?
so sorry.
That McDonald makes me sick.
What?
Who's a niece?
Damn. I am crying. This is what he said when Trisha and I were just whispering.
Trisha again.
Like a nephew?
Only he
know,
hollered
I know.
it.
Oh, okay.
I want you two girls to go to work
And so
up there,
she
or
is
you'll
actually,
be on
I
the
can't think of her
detention
name
list.
because I didn't know that this story was going to be told today, but she has written a book
Mr.
and
McDonald.
published a book that came out a long time ago
I
about,
feel like that's
about the
spot
whole
on.
alien abduction. And
I absolutely hate him.
I found her email
I'm
address.
sorry, but I do, and now I'm crying, and I'm just a baby, and I'm
And
shaking,
I
and I'm
tell
stupid.
her the story. And
Shitty
say,
makes
I
me
know this is a
sick.
long shot and it's pretty wacky, but
Hold on.
that autograph book doesn't happen to be in the UNH
Incredible
archives, does it?
Shit, he makes me sick.
I wish sort of that I would get attention from him.
What? This is what is this
Okay.
where are we? Is this like a
And she
canon
wrote
event
back
where
to
you
me
then seek
right
troubled
away.
men?
She said, "No, you idiot."
I
It's
wish so
their
badly
archive.
you would pay attention to me, that troubled man.
Did you say a candid event? Or
Canon.
Okay.
They're like,
Shoot.
"Who's this
Okay.
Claudia Bonzi?" No way. They
I
tossed
really
it.
think he has something against me.
So, it's so funny telling the story and realizing how absolutely idiotic and out of this world this is.
I don't see why he gives me
so
the
she
evil
said-
eye every
I'd
day.
have to go back and look at it. I think I was embarrassed when I read it. I'm sorry to say, or something like that. You know, like she
I
felt
would
bad
swear
for
he's out to get
13-year-old
me.
me.
Shit.
Yeah.
I have not come across any autograph book in their stuff.
Okay, but
One for you.
do you think they had an
Used and
estate
upset.
sale?
Period.
Because
don't
now
know
I'm
what's the
like,
matter
shit,
with
I
me.
wish we went to the estate sale. I bet it was so cool.
Feels so strange with
It was
red
right in
eyes.
New Hampshire where they lived.
I think
Damn,
people would
I
really love
hate him.
my estate sale.
They would.
If I died right now, yeah, huge hit. That's the goal. Okay, so where do you think it ended up?
I think they threw it away, of course. I mean, first of all, it was a strange thing. Are you going to go be on a talk show with some celebrity
Wow.
host and yank
What
an
was wrong
autograph
with that
book from
girl?
an unknown 12-year-old back home and say, could you do us a favor and sign
Oh.
this art?
I actually have a theory.
Okay.
Have you ever?
Annie never gave them the book.
I-
She just took it to
I'm so
appease
focused
you.
on you barely getting through that. I like not even sure I heard most of it.
Because
But-
I
That's
feel
a
like
Did
as
you
a
ever,
parent,
as a
I would be
teacher,
like, I'm not gonna
feel
ask them to
rage
bring
like
this
that against
autograph,
the
but,
single
like,
student?
be like, oh yeah,
Oh, wow.
I'll send it to them.
Because
Hopefully
it's
they
like
give it back.
it's interesting to like think
Damn,
about.
another
You think
mystery
a
that
teacher
I'll never know
hates
the
you
answer
so
to.
much when like maybe they just
What if
aren't
Annie
open.
tossed
Yeah,
it in
it's
the
true.
trash?
Or
She
they're
went
like
out, she went out
not
to the
thinking
middle
about
of
you.
town, and she was like, Lynn will never know.
I know, like,
Tossed it right in the
this
trash.
guy's biggest offense was he told us
Doesn't
to be
seem
quiet
likely
or we were going
like
to go
her,
on
but-
beyond.
No, it doesn't. But
And I'm not 14.
You're like, I'm not.
Anyway, so I
I will
always
not be
long
quiet, and I will
for
not be. You. I
that
do
Art
see a lot of
Linkletter.
me.
So a couple of weeks
So-
ago or so, I got
I
online and I
rarely, in
found one
44
that
years of
looked
teaching,
more or less like
exhibited
the one I had.
much in the way of rage.
Ordered it and was
I
going
was
to write
able
this
to
story
just-
for Substack.
If you're listening and you're a former student, please chime in right now. I would
and I
like
just
to.
wanted an image of it.
That's
I wanted you
fact
to
or
take
fiction.
an image of it.
It is really cool, and I'm glad to have it. Wish it was in
That's the
text,
name of our
but
game
then-
show, Fact or Fiction.
Fact or fiction. There
Uh,
we go.
Wow.
There are some funny
Now, is this
little
fact?
things in here.
Or fiction.
Bob Boston.
In what year?
I loved
Okay.
that story. What a mystery.
Oh my
Okay.
God, Mom.
I
I
like
kind of feel like
the
my
part
theory
where I
about
felt
Annie
bad because I had
being
red
like,
eyes.
yeah, I'll give it to them, and then she never
you
did.
were. Why
I
did
think
Like,
that's
I'm
a
crying
likely
and studying.
scenario.
Would you
You're
like think
crying
of your
because you were told
You're
to be
different though. I
quiet?
think
Yes.
you would have.
He hollered at Hilary.
That would have driven me crazy if I had to get
He
somebody's
hollered.
autograph to some kid I didn't even know.
I want you
Yeah,
girls
some
to go to work up
freaking
there or
kid
you'll be on the
don't even
detention
know.
list.
They're like,
But they had survived the aliens, so they
You?
had no
Sorry,
fear
my
about
Honestly missed a
anything else.
calling card.
sorry, my dog is scratching herself on the bed that my laptop is sitting on.
So,
You good, bro?
I didn't like this teacher.
What'd you
I
say?
didn't even have
You
him for a
didn't? You
class.
didn't? Wait, you didn't even
I
have
don't
him
know.
for a class? You were just in his study hall?
And I think it was in the
It could-
cafeteria. The
here's
poor
the
guy,
other
like
theory.
probably
He's just
It
existing.
could
Probably
have
100
been
kids
abducted
driving him
again with them
crazy.
because they
Yeah, he's
say
probably also,
that
like, 100
once you're
years old.
abducted,
No, he
once
wasn't. He
You're
was-
Was
abducted
this
he
the
was
multiple
same
times.
teacher that was
You're
your
not just
Yeah, but
abducted.
there wasn't
Child
any evidence
abducter?
or proof.
No, he was also.
of that.
I had a lot of scary.
Of
I
their
knew. I
abduction?
know about him.
Yeah,
He's scary.
he was scary.
Yeah.
Of subsequent abductions.
Interesting.
Okay, well, I'm just saying,
Okay.
I think this is great because
if they were abducted again,
this cracks
maybe
me
that
up
night
because
on
I
the way
think
to Art
school
Linkletter-
is just a universal experience, no matter
Right.
what.
they could have been
time you
abducted
went.
with
like,
the
I could
autograph
picture
book.
that did happen.
The aliens could have
Yeah.
been like, "What's this?"
I mean, I got told to be quiet a lot.
Maybe
I
they
still
were
do.
updated. Maybe they were abducted
Rightly so.
on the way home.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes yes.
And the aliens were huge fans.
Now I think
of
it's more,
Art Linkletter.
I
They
have
were
bad
like, "Oh,
hearing, so
shit,
I talk
We're
too
keeping
loud."
this.
Yeah, that's
They're
those
not
kind of
gonna
kids
miss
are
it.
really annoying. The loud talkers.
Yeah.
One time,
You
Okay,
and your cousin.
loving your energy at all of my.
Well, her and
commentary.
I go to a
Her
different.
and I.
sorry, I
Stab me
I
through
kept
the
it up
heart
pretty
and
well,
come out the
Phil,
other
but
side.
I have a little postscript.
No problem.
You know how I like to
I've
say.
literally not spoken until this moment.
She and I. Her is an objective
I know.
pronoun.
Yeah,
I'm
my
so
postscript
sorry.
to
You need a
Sure, yeah,
subjective
I would
pronoun.
love to.
She and I,
Right.
we hit a different
Your
decibel
uncle
together.
A different-
Coming out of the men's room in a
Decibel. Like
restaurant
our
somewhere,
volume goes to a different
and Art Linkletter
planet,
was going in,
and
or
it's
some
where
version of
we
that.
both can hear each other, and
And
nobody
Art
else
Linkletter had a
can.
show that
Yeah.
was called
Nobody
Kids
else
Say
can
the
understand our
Darndest Things.
language.
He was
Nobody
well
else
known for.
can look.
And
They're like,
your
how are
uncle,
they?
I do
How are they
believe, if I have the
yelling
stories
at the
just looked
exact
in
same
and goes,
time, saying different
"My
words
kid
at
says
each
the
other, and
darndest
still
things."
responding to each other somehow and understanding every word each
How
other
old?
said?
That's called
When was it? The
symbiotic.
90s?
Yeah.
80s?
Yeah. Must have been the 90s. 'cause he
Symbiotic.
didn't- As far as I knew, he didn't have any kids before that.
When did Bill Cosby
October
start
18th,
hosting?
1972.
This could also be called the idiot
No,
episode.
don't veer that way.
Well, I have to acknowledge it if
No.
I say his name.
Okay.
No,
Right.
but I
Oh,
mean,
wait. I have
we
to
don't
read
need talk
February
about him.
3rd,
No,
1972.
but I'm just
first.
asking.
Okay, okay.
I didn't
Wait, is that
watch
today?
I didn't watch it. I watched it with Bill
No.
Cosby, not Art Linkletter.
No, this
Like,
is
I knew it as
2020.
a Bill Cosby.
Oh! I wasn't
I don't
making the
know. You
connection.
travel.
That's why I said it. I just
Oh, no,
didn't
it's
know
the
when
sixth.
Yeah.
when he left.
February
Well,
3rd,
I can
1972,
investigate.
11:30 p.m.
But the story's already out there.
I don't care if they think I'm uppity.
So at some point on
Dixie and
Substack,
Kathy just
I
got
will
back from the theater and
produce
they
a
raided
story.
the refrigerators.
retelling this, if you can
wouldn't
make
believe
a
the
picture
food
of
they
that
ripped
autograph
off.
book.
Who knows now?
Swiss cheese,
My God, it's destroyed.
salami,
We
Macaroni.
watched the Substack.
2 things of
We
I
yogurt,
haven't-
sure did.
and
We
God
haven't
knows
talked
what else.
about that yet on the pod.
Dixie said something to the
Right.
effect
So
that
there may
she
be people
hoped
listening that
I
have
was
no
ready
clue what
to
a
eat.
Substack is.
Were
Do you
you?
want to describe what it is?
No,
Because I
this will be
tried
my
to
next
today
line.
and couldn't.
I told her I wasn't about to eat stolen food.
Oh my
It's basically
She used the excuse that someone
writers and
ripped her
creators
wine off.
who are
Brother.
If you think
I
about
mean,
what a
people
blog
paid
is,
for that food.
it's a way
you just
better
go and steal it
version
like
of
that.
just a blog.
Who are people?
It's like a
corporations?
blog,
No, like college
also
students who had no
newsletter.
money.
Like,
This is
Yeah.
in a dorm.
Oh, I thought
And
you were at
it's-
the movie
it's-
theater.
The writing
No,
for the
they
most
just got
part
back from the
is-
movie
is
theater.
Okay.
polished
Sorry.
and
Sorry, I
geared
didn't-
to certain
Now I'm
audiences.
less- now I'm
in
angry.
several different
Now I'm angry, but I
categories.
wasn't
I
before.
would like to
Okay.
interject and say that a lot of people I follow
Sometimes I
on
wonder
Substack
exactly
are
where their
not
scruples
polished
are.
writers.
Period.
And
Oh,
I like,
right now they're
I
in the
like
loud
that
stuff in their
format too.
faces.
So I think it can kind of lend either way. I think
hope
you
they get
follow
fat
probably a little
or
bit more
caught.
polished,
They deserve it.
older crowd
Or?
on there, and then I follow a younger, like talking about fashion and talking about like adding links of cool things
Is that
they
at
found or
USM?
whatever. So anyways,
Yes.
sorry.
I
There's
had
just
some
like
rage
a
at
bunch
USM
of
too.
different
That's-
Did you
genres.
steal out of the refrigerator? I hope not. Don't
That's
tell me
right.
if you did.
And you're
No,
absolutely
I would
right
never
about
steal
that.
someone else's food.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
So Hillary and I
No.
have gone
but my
in
roommate stole from
and
me.
made a Substack
Food or money or
under
jewelry?
My Mother's Diaries.
Maybe
imprint.
those are my only
And
options.
so we essentially
Boyfriend?
send out a story every Monday, a true story.
I went on one date at UNSM and we
And-
watched
Or is
Obama
it
being
funny?
inaugurated together on
Or
my
is it?
bed.
Or
while my
is it?
roommate sat behind me, high
No,
eating
they are
chips
true,
very
and
loudly.
Mostly funny.
And we didn't touch or hold
Mostly
hands or do
funny.
anything.
And
Wow.
you get subscribers
That was a quick little story for
to
you.
joins, hopefully paid
How
subscribers.
many
but
pages
To
you got
join?
here?
All right, I got one more entry.
To join,
Okay.
to sign
October
up. I'm not
18,
explaining this very well.
1972.
Anyway,
This is
check
again
us out
in the
at,
dorm.
Substack.
Dorm.
Or
I-
This is like
Mother's Diaries.
6
I
months
would
later
like
from
to
what I
say
just
that
read.
Okay.
just to speak
I am starting on a
not
fast
for my mom, but
today.
about my mom, that her
I am
first love
Pissed about
language
2 incidents that occurred
was
to
and
me
has
last
been
night.
writing.
Period.
So I
We had an
think
English
this
paper
is
due
a
today,
really
and I
cool
worked
way
about 3
to
hours on it.
see
Went in
her
trips a couple of
in
girls
a
to see how I
different
had
light
done it.
than
Period.
like what is
They
here.
read one of mine, and
and
one of the
what is
girls
on
wrote her
TikTok,
paper
because I
almost
think-
exactly like mine.
Substack has
Rude.
been a place
I'm
where
so
she's
pissed.
probably
Period.
been most
Never
excited
again. I told them.
about creating
Yeah.
I know he's going to
stuff
call on
because
me
she
today.
has already written so much.
I
and,
told
like,
them I know he's
already
going to
is
call
ahead
on
of
me today.
so much,
And they started laughing.
and it's gotten
period.
me excited about writing again.
Finally,
Because I used to write a
they
lot
let me
more,
in, and they were still laughing.
and I've stopped.
didn't
And
realize it
I
was
love
outside.
storytelling, but
I
I'm
didn't
not
think
a
that much
writer
about
like
it. I
she
started
is. I enjoy writing,
talking,
but I'm not
turned
like.
around, and looked on
I'm gonna offer a different
Barbie's
kind of
desk,
viewpoint,
and there
I
was
think,
the cover of some
once a
yogurt.
month, and I think it's a
Strawberry.
good practice for me too. To
Well, I
be
had
writing
strawberry
once a
yogurt
month
in
and
the
just trying to
refrigerator.
like find joy in.
When I looked at that,
life.
they started laughing,
And-
and so did I.
So
but
Hillary
it was
will be
false
having her
laughter
monthly
on my part.
Article
Period.
on
Laughter.
Substack.
Kathy said, "Is that yours?" Question mark. I said,
I'm gonna
"Yes." And
call
kept a
it
smile
my
on my
period
face, but I was ripping inside, and
Your
those 2
period
incidents
piece.
are enough to make me super pissed. Period. I went into their room last night, all set to tell them how mad I was.
Ooh, I'm getting
I
ideas
couldn't.
actually.
I'm going to though. I have to get it out
Laura
of my
had
system.
to teach me how to
period.
use a tampon by coaching
more I
me
think about
behind
those
a
things,
door.
The madder I get.
Now tilt it up a little bit.
I'm ripping inside.
And when I asked Courtney when we were on
Okay,
vacation in
here's
Mexico
some
if she had
things
had her
I'm
period
thinking.
yet, she said no. She lied.
False laughter.
had already had it.
sociopath.
She's a dirty liar.
Yeah, like
I think
what?
eventually it would be fun to have like
stole my
guest
yogurt.
writers too,
Yeah,
because
that's
my
like
cousin
a horror
Courtney
film.
is
Like,
so funny and a great
it's like
writer.
Regina George
She-
and Mean
all
Girls,
of-
and she's like,
all
"Oh my
of my
god, I
cousins
love
are
your
great
outfit."
writers,
And she's like, "That's
actually.
the
Yeah.
ugliest fucking outfit."
And all
I've ever
great
seen."
That's like
storytellers, and
passive
everyone is
aggressive.
just like very talented.
Kind of.
Yeah.
My brother's a great
should
story.
Just like to throw out those
storyteller, too.
psychological terms.
Yeah.
To show I remember them from Psychology 101, my freshman and sophomore year of college.
I took that at USM.
Did you hear
I'm a little
Gil?
bit tired.
That's
I
why
don't
we're
think you
so
can
good
hear
at
Gil,
this
but
That was
kind
the
of
only
stuff.
class I actually enjoyed.
It was fun.
Do you want a Coke?
I think we actually talked about this before.
Did we?
Thank
I don't
you,
remember.
honey.
Tune in. Or
welcome.
wait, tune in? I don't know. Tune in. Me.
What a
I should tune
delivery.
in. And listen to these podcast episodes. So I remember.
I think I have a prompt of
my
what
God.
I
That
want
was
to
a
write for the
whirlend.
next Substack.
The funny
But-
thing about
And
this
this
that
is hard
I
for me
quickly,
because my mom
I got
is
this
my
idea because I
editor,
remembered the smoking
and
thing
you've
that I
always
had
been my
written.
editor.
Literally,
I've always said,
40 minutes ago.
Think about me.
And so I went through
You're
my
my
diary and I
manager.
was just cutting and pasting, and I didn't really read
first of all, I
these
think
ahead
about you
of time
enough,
too
so
much.
you need to relax.
Start reading
I
them.
think about you
sound
more than any
absolutely
daughter should be thinking
crazed.
about her mom.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We were talking about this earlier just together.
But I have a
Off
piece in
mic.
mind that I have a piece
crazy.
of my
We do have
mind
conversations off
that
mic.
I want to
but-
write about that I don't
Um,
want you to read until it's published.
I lost my train of thought.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a leap of faith.
Oh, that
I know.
I think it's
So
funny
I'm gonna
because
need
you always
to
say like
hire
I'm
a-
I
crazy, I'm wild, but
I
like it's a
understand that.
diary. You
True.
know, that's like
I
the
think-
safe space where you can be your
Yeah.
craziest side because you're
And so
just
that might
letting
be
it
my
all out
first
and
piece,
it's just for
but
you.
I
So
am
it's not
working on a
like
couple other ones
yeah.
too.
you don't have you don't have to do
Okay.
fake laughter
It's
for
hard.
yourself.
And that
Or
will
what
be
did you call
out
it?
in a couple of weeks.
False.
Yeah, so this
false
coming
laugh?
Monday, my mom
False
has
laughter
her
or something?
third
Yeah.
one.
The way we
Coming
immediately
out.
forgot what she said,
And
she's just
then-
a
Third
fact
baby
checker
coming.
quote.
Yeah, I can't even
And then
find
the
it.
Faux
first
laughter.
Thursday of
Word.
every month, our paid
They started
subscribers will
laughing,
get
and they
a
were still
bonus
laughing. I
newsletter.
turned around, looked.
What's it called?
They started
already
laughing,
forgot.
and so did I. But it was false laughter on my part.
So did I. You
I
saying
almost said
your
libations.
insides were ripping was so funny. I love that.
All I could think of was obsessions.
You know what? The other thing was why I would have been so
what is
mad
it?
about that was I didn't have very
You
much
wrote
spending
it.
money. I didn't
Observation.
have very much
or-
money. I
No.
wasn't working or anything. I had very limited funds.
So,
So if I
anyways,
was spending
you
it
should
on
pay us
yogurt,
money
little
because
extra
we're
yogurt.
really
Actually, I
locked
probably
in and
slipped
know
it
what
out
we're
of the
talking
cafeteria.
Probably
about.
cost you 5 freaking cents.
Yeah, well, it wasn't very expensive. But
What is
anyway.
it? Starts with an L.
I bought 2 yogurts a day and card almost got
I
declined.
don't know.
Losers.
might have-
Anyways, and then I will do one a month. So my mom will be
think I'm
doing
showing
3 a month, and I will
inappropriate
do one a month, and
emotions
then there's
today.
a bonus newsletter
Today?
every month for paid subscribers. And truly, thank you to
You
everyone
got a good
who has
vibe
become
today.
a paid
Talk
subscriber
about declining.
Or a subscriber.
I thought I'd say that before you
I mean,
did.
everybody who's
Nah,
gonna-
screw you if you're not paying
Oh, I get
us. No, everyone, like, we got more. So I didn't know what to
Oh,
expect. I
wow.
thought we were gonna get like 10 people.
That was a
and
lot. I'm
it's
kind of
really
looking forward
cool
to watching
to
this
see
one.
how many people.
Yeah,
have
she didn't ask me a
subscribed,
single
and,
thing about me this
uh,
past.
It
She
just gets me
actually
so excited.
Didn't even
that
want
people
me
are
to contribute any
interested in what we're doing. Still shocked me.
I did ask her I was like,
For-
hey, like, let me know what the theme is so I
Can
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 I
maybe
go
tell
back
some
and
stuff.
Tell a
reread
story.
what we've
Well, I
written then?
can't now. I don't even have a thought in my brain.
Yeah, we are.
Are
kinda
you
fun.
angry?
We
Yeah,
try.
Are
I'm
you getting
rage.
rage?
I'm in
We don't try that
rage.
hard.
Ridiculous rage.
My insides are
No, we don't have to.
ripping.
It comes naturally.
Yeah, good save.
This
Yes, we
was
do. We try
unhinged
very
and I
hard.
loved it. I mean, personally, I love
So-
episodes where you tell most of the stories anyway, so.
What did I call you
and
about
it is
this week
my
that
mother's
we wanted to
diary,
talk
so
about?
this one
Oh,
really,
I
like,
wanted
actually
you to
stayed
tell the
true to what
story
this podcast
about-
is
Yeah,
supposed to
finally
be.
we get it.
comb.
Yeah, we finally, on the 20-something episode, we get it.
Great story.
I do have
Okay,
to say a couple
so-
things before we go.
I have gotten really into doing the
I
1920s finger
am
waves in my bangs.
Not
If you don't know what that is, I feel like you have to Google
Thank you.
an image.
I want
or
to say that I'm
Google
not
image
either.
search that.
Okay, great.
But it's basically this like flapper.
On Valentine's
hairstyle from the
Day,
20s.
coming up, Friday the 14th.
I've been doing it when my hair's a little greasier and I haven't washed it that day
I'm glad
because I
you
have to
didn't say
really
the
gel
13th.
the front
I
of
almost
my hair.
did. I almost did.
And so,
So next Friday, the 14th of
I
February,
got this from my mom
famously
where I get an
Valentine's
idea
Day.
and
Day of Love.
I don't
Uh,
necessarily have all the tools
Dead
I need
Gowns,
to
who does
implement this
our
idea, but I'm like, I
intro
have to do
song,
it
is
right
Oh, I keep
now.
looking at the wrong camera.
And so I half-ass it because
We're
I
looking
don't
at this
have
one
all
now.
the tools to do
Oh,
it, but I
God, I've been
try.
looking at the wrong one
And
all
so,
night.
Well,
the first time I
honestly,
did it,
the
I was
whole
like,
episode-
I needed a comb. I needed this like a long
You're
flat
like,
comb because you have to be very precise with like how you're
So,
doing the waves and
Who
where
knows
you
if you're
flip
even in the
things.
shot?
And
I just
you
hope
have
it
to have like
recorded.
sopping wet
I think so.
hair
I think
and then
I
like
think we're
really
good.
gel it down.
You scared
So,
me, but I'm
it's a
seeing them
precise,
both blink
it's,
red, so that's
it's
a good
math.
sign.
Those two
and-
guys.
You
Those
need the
two guys
tools
on the screen, do you
to
see them?
create the art.
Yeah.
I
it's
was
us.
using this like thick
So,
brush that
anyways,
was
Dead
not
Gowns, it
helpful.
has a new album
And-
coming out.
but I was
on
like,
the
I have to do
14th
it right
of
now. I have
February,
to do it right
and
now.
I will be
Ryan, my
at
husband's bald,
their
so
um,
he's no help. There's no combs
record
in this house.
launch. Record launch? Yeah,
It-
I should know this. I worked at a
I
record
did ask
store.
him though.
Yeah.
I
And
think
he was like, I thought I
becoming
had combs somewhere,
35
and then I was like,
soon
but
is
why?
making me a huge
He was like,
loser.
good point. I don't think I do.
I'm not
So-
connecting, but
Oh, I forgot to tell you
Oh,
this.
what's
you're,
new?
you're
I
still
did
less than
find-
half
I'm
young
not
as I
kidding when
am.
I say it was about
Yeah,
an
old.
inch tall, tiny comb
So
in his
I will be selling
bathroom
vintage
drawer
and doing a little
that
photo
I
booth
tried
there,
to use,
and the
but
show's
it
gonna
got
be
stuck
awesome.
in my hair. My hair's
She's gonna play
pretty
a bunch
thick,
of new
so it got
songs,
stuck,
and it'll
and
be really
like
fun.
it
My
was like it's
friend,
literally a comb an
this is
inch
her.
big,
This
and I
is
was
her
like, "What
business
is
name,
this
so
for?"
you
Apparently,
have
it's
to.
for
I'm
his
not
beard.
bleeping it. My friend will be doing
And
tarot
so
readings as well.
I did
That's
try.
under
I did
sex
try.
oracle.
So, anyways, we had to drive to Boston for an
not
appointment,
gonna
and on the
bleep
way back, we
sex
stopped
oracle.
at
I don't know
one of the
about you.
rest
You wouldn't
stops
let
on
me
the
say pissed.
highway. And
Uh,
so
yeah, it'll be
Ryan
fun.
was like,
It'll
"I'll
be
pump
great.
your gas," and I was
It's
like,
gonna be
"Okay, I
low
really
key.
need to get a
Well,
snack."
my side will be
or
low key.
something.
My
So
mom
I
won't
went
be there.
into the
Sorry.
rest stop,
that
and
Sorry.
might not be as enticing because
the way it's set up, I had never walked into the
Do you
rest
feel
stop
rage
from the
when you hear
back
that?
end where we're parked for
So,
gas. And
Yeah.
so
Anyways,
there's a woman
also
standing
we
outside
hope
of her
this
car,
episode brought
and
you
I
some
thought,
joy
or
in
outside of
the
the
state
booth
of the world.
at
Yes.
the gas
It's hard
part,
to
and I
like.
thought she worked there.
I
I was
want.
like,
It's just constantly on
"Hey,
my mind
like,
and been thinking about it a
can you
lot
get
and figure
into the
out ways that
convenience
like
store from back here?" And she was
I
like,
can stay
I don't,
involved and
I don't think I told you this part.
and we've been discussing things, but
Oh,
I think finding community
I mean, I
right
don't
now
think
is
they have
good, and if
security
that's
cameras
just
back
escaping
there, so.
for an hour, listen to two
I
idiots
was like, wait,
talk
huh?
and tell
I think she
stories,
thought I
then
like
like
wanted
I'm
to
glad
take
you're
something.
here, and this is
And she
good.
was like, "What is
And
the?" And then
I
it's
think now's
like
a good
nobody's
time
working
to find
back there, so
community
you
and
probably
support
could.
trans
And I was like,
people and
okay, I
the
feel
black
like you heard
community
something different than what
and
I actually said. So I just
just
keep
get out
walking,
there
and there's a
and
big
get
entrance
involved.
right there. So I go
And
in, and I realize
yeah,
that
I think coming to things
what she
like
said
Dead
was
Gowns
there.
show
I
and
think
just
she
like
did think I
being
wanted to steal
with
something.
people is so important right now.
Because there were
And we
no
hope
workers,
that
and
we
there's
can
just
be those
this
people
like
for you if you
computer
don't
where you
feel
check
like you
out,
can get
you
out
self check
and
out at
do
the
things or feel safe to
convenience
do so.
store.
So,
And that's why
Well
she's
said.
like, I don't think there's any
all right,
cameras
we
in
love
there.
ya.
I'm like,
Love
did
ya.
you steal something?
Bye.
Why do you know this? So I am grabbing like I grabbed mints and a drink. And so I grab the mints and drink, and I see that wall when you're traveling, at like the airport or like at these rest stops, they have like a wall of like to-go Tylenol, mouthwash, toothbrush, whatever, like random things that you may have missed. And I was like, oh, I wonder if they have a comb. And so I walked over there because it's one of these things, like I'm not in a place where I could just get a comb ever. I guess I could at the grocery store or something, but whatever. I go over there and I'm like, oh, a comb. So I find it. It's $1.49. And so I go to the self-checkout, and it's not a normal self-checkout. It's literally just like a POS computer that they've just placed on a random table out in the hall. And so I'm like, this is weird. But I scan my items in, I clock out, I check out, run my card, and there's a couple standing behind me waiting to check out. And so I turn with my stuff to leave, and it scans the comb again. And I was like, oh, shit. And so, like, I'm so sorry, let me just delete this off of here for you. I'm clicking every button. I cannot figure out how to delete the comb off of the screen. I'm like, what? And they're watching me, and they're like, what is this woman doing? And I'm like trying to find the exit, and then I go to the like help button. I'm like, help, and the only option is to call this local phone number. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know why you can't delete anything off of the screen. Like, that seems so crazy to me. That, like, you can scan things to buy, but you can't delete anything off the screen if you accidentally scan something. And the woman is just, like, fed up with me. And she's like, I'll just buy a second. I'll just purchase the comb. Like, it's fine. And I was cracking up because I'm just like, she's probably like, why is this woman buying a comb? Why is she in here buying a comb? What an annoying purchase. And in my head, I'm just like standing there like, doy. I'm like, are you sure? I panic and I leave. And I'm like, when I leave, I'm like, I should have just bought a second comb while I was in there. Like, I should have just gone and grabbed one and been like, I'll pay for this. But, like, I got so panicked, and that woman's like, just leave. Your energy is not needed in here. You need to leave. I'll buy. And then I was like, do you want to grab a comb if you're buying one? And she's like, no. Okay.
Didn't you tell her you were so sorry you'd give her $1.50, but you didn't have it?
I was like, I would have give you cash, but I don't know if I have $1.50, but I can get it in my car. And because the machine wasn't taking cash, like it was this whole thing. No, I only had a 20. Like I was like, do you have change? I don't know. It was so stupid. Anyways, I got the comb. I got to do my hairstyle. All is well. Not for that woman though. She lost $1.49 because of my antics.
And the other woman thought you were going in there to shoplift.
Yeah, and I did the opposite. They ended up making money from my visit in there. They didn't lose anything. They made $1.49. It was like a reverse robbery.
Reverse robbery.
But maybe for our next episode, I'll try to do the finger waves again. But here's the thing. I am so you. I've now researched so heavily about how to actually make good ones, and you need special clips from the actual 20s that kind of like clip your bang up, and it will like naturally set as a wave. So anyways, I'm on a journey. I did just get my hair done today. And my hairdresser is one of my friends, and she, on a whim, decided to do a trade with me, and I am going to style some outfits from my vintage and give them to her as a trade for my hair. So
that's great. And
I think
for any listeners who have any skills they might want to trade for vintage, you might want to contact Hilary.
Yeah, but it has to be a skill I'm interested in. Like, I don't need a juggler contacting me.
Okay. Call out to any potential juggler. Please DM Hilary. Please slip into her messages.
Yeah, slip into my DMs. Slide right in there. Now I'm just picturing a juggler listening to this and being like, now's my chance. I've been hoping she'd say that. But for real, if you're a puppeteer, I'm really into puppets. I'd do a trade for a puppet.
That's right.
Make me a puppet, I'll give you a vintage.
Okay. That's
puppet for vintage.
Yep.
I really do want to get puppets made of us. So they can,
the two of us?
Yeah, and then we can do a whole podcast episode, but we'll be their mouths.
There's the trade. If we got a puppet maker, we'll give you... Make puppets of us, and we'll give you some vintage.
Yeah, vintage makeover for puppets. I think...
Ooh!
I think we've got some... Can you imagine that instead of us talking right here, it's just puppet us?
Yes, I can, because we've had all kinds of imaginations, thoughts that went somewhere, and we've made them come true.
Well, have you watched 30 Rock?
Not recently.
Oh, well, so you have no memory of anything?
Some of it. I mean, I didn't really watch it, but I know the characters.
Do you know
that?
I think you need to take an improv class.
Why?
Because the whole premise is to go yes and, so then you can keep the bit going, but every time to me you go, no.
Oh, sorry. I'm so used to being honest.
I know, yeah. You lie all the time, though.
Accidentally.
Oh, well, I feel like today might be a shorter episode than normal. I do want to just admit that my mom and I did do an episode recently.
We feel we need to confess.
Yeah, I feel like the people can sense it. I was not in a good mental health state, and we tried to rally through, but I listened to it the other day to see if we could salvage it, and I just found it to be not our best selves. Oh, my dog has an itch again, so.
On that note.
So I feel like we're both in a better state. Oh, my mom's going to Florida for how many weeks?
There may be a juggler or a robber listening. I'll be back on Tuesday.
What if it's a juggling robber and he takes 3 or 4 items from you and just juggles them out of the yeah, she'll be in Florida, so we will get a little Florida. Oh my God. Hold on. This keeps unplugging. My microphone keeps unplugging, so hopefully you've heard anything from here.
If this doesn't record, I'll be sad.
Me too, but we'll get bits and bobs at least. So, anyways, my mom is gonna be in the South, and she's obsessed with Florida. She's like a huge conservative and is really gonna thrive. She's really gonna thrive out there with her people for a few weeks.
That is a lie.
She loves it out there. So, anyways, I'm gonna try to get her to record a podcast while she's out there too, and then we'll get together right when she gets back, and I'm sure, my God, there's gonna be some stories to tell.
Yeah, every day there's a story.
Yeah, it's
Even
true.
when I'm home alone. I mean, like recently, today, I went to the doctor.
Oh, wait, if you're following our Instagram, I did post in our stories a screenshot of your text to me today about the bird hitting your windshield. And multiple people replied and said, was the bird getting the blood test?
Anyway, there was a little confusion because the doctor was looking at my chart and said, well, at least you've got your magnesium problem under control. And I said, I have a magnesium problem? And the doctor said, wait, am I in the right chart?
Oh no, the poor woman with the magnesium.
So that was funny.
Yeah. She also got hit by a bird. What's happening with your bang?
No, I don't know.
You're kind of like going over the funniest part about your day. You're kind of blowing over it because when you texted me, you said, well, let me read it out loud. I'm going to read what you texted me.
Okay.
This is a classic text from my mom. A huge bird, a hawk or a turkey, flew into the middle of my windshield today. No damage to my car, I don't think. Can't say the same about the bird. Right after. This is the next text. Waiting for a blood test. That's it. 2 separate things. Written in the same minute. Or one sent at 11:37 a.m., the next at 11:38. Not even a breather. Not even a moment for me wondering about the bird flying in. So my friend, who's a tarot card reader and psychic, she DM'd me and goes, what the hell is with you and your mom and birds? Because I have a lot of bird encounters. I've had a lot of bird encounters, and I said, I don't know, you tell me. It seems like something a witch would know, but not me. Like, what's going on? Are we cursed?
You know, when I got out of my car, I looked at the driver's. I was looking over the car to see if there's any damage. It looked like feathers swept by the side of my car.
Like, are still there?
Like not that. Well, there weren't feathers there, but it had swished the mud. I hope the bird was okay, but
You didn't turn around and check?
I didn't know what to do.
I would have turned around.
It flew. I could have seen that it flew off, or it was off to its habitat. But I hope it wasn't hurt.
A tree? gonna sign off to my habitat, my bed.
Okay.
So sorry we haven't been consistent with this podcast, but we're glad you're here and listening if you are here and listening, and we hope that you're having a good spring. And we'll talk to you when my mom has a little bit of a tan, but probably not, because she's going to spend probably the majority of her time in Florida inside in some air conditioning. But we'll talk to you then. I'm not actually going this year to see her out there, so I'm gonna have to stay here in Maine where it snows.
I'm on my own.
Yeah, you're a lone wolf. No saving you this time. I did try to DM a hotel last year.
I thought I was a fox.
No, that's what an old man is. A silver fox. You're a cougar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I did try to last year DM a hotel to see if we had enough TikTok followers to get a free hotel stay. They ignored.
How'd that work out?
They did not. So,
No.
if anyone's listening, we would like a free stay.
It was like a vintage. It was a really cool hotel.
It was really cool.
Vintage.
I did think it would be a cool place to do a podcast episode. But hey,
Yep.
maybe next year. Who knows?
Never know.
So, well, thank you, Dead Gowns, for our intro song, and thank you, Mom, for clocking in today. You really clocked in. And for your Betty and Barney Hill story. I loved it.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Okay, I love you.
Love you. Bye.